Mabuhay, good afternoon, ma'am. I am Kristen D. Villaveto and I am the first reporter of our group. So, our topic was about introductions to service quality management in tourism and hospitality. So, let's go through our first discussion, our topic, which is the quality. So, we know that quality plays a pivotal component in tourism and hospitality where it includes there the quality of the goods and services and also the performance of all the staffs and facilities on how they assess or how they handle or communicate with the guests or customers. So in tourism and hospitality, establishments of quality is a prime reason that an entity will patronize, which means that if the quality is high, then obviously the customers will always choose to come back to that specific establishments because of the good quality, the good services, the good performance, the good quality of good and services and performance that it offers to that specific establishments. So now, quality in tourism and hospitality industry provides the the good quality and services to the customers and guests, provide a reliable, consistent, and meeting the needs and wants and expectations of the guests and customers. Durability. It's about from the word durability. It from the word durable, long last or dependable outcomes. So now let's proceed to the dimensions of quality. There are six dimensions of quality, which includes there the performance, the reliability, the durability, the serviceability, and also the aesthetics and the perceived quality. So there are six dimensions of quality. And now let's discuss first the number one dimensions of quality, which is the performance. So when we say performance, it is also plays a pivotal role, a vital component in tourism and hospitality because it can when you say performance, it includes there the performance of the goods and services, the performance of the services and the performance of all the staffs and facilities, how they preserve themselves, how they communicate, how they assess the all the customers and how they handle it, and of course in doing the food preparations they have to maintain organized and clean food decorations and also the goods and services. So the next one is we have the reliability. The next one is we have the serviceability. From the word itself, serviceability, it comes from the word the service, the quality of the good and service of all the staffs of all the facilities inside the specific establishments. Like for example, the serviceability, the good quality and service of foods, the good quality of the performance, how they preserve themselves in assessing the customer. On the word itself, aesthetics, it's about the beauty, the ambience of the hotel, the ambience of the establishments, the ambience of the rooms, the beds, and how the staffs and how the staffs and facilities they organize the beauty, the ambience. Like it's like a how they preserve the bed or the hotel with luxury designs or decorations. And the last one dimensions of quality is we have the perceived quality, which it talks about the brand reputations. If the just like what I've said earlier, that if a quality is high, then the customers will always choose to come back to that establishments because of the good services, the good quality of the establishments. So those are the six dimensions of quality. We have the performance, the reliability, the durability, the serviceability, the aesthetics, and also the perceived quality. So now let's go through the next topic, which is the distinctions between the goods, services, and the service product. So first is we have the goods. So when we say goods, it's tangible. It can be stored. It can be stored, it can be seen, and it can be touched. Just like, for example, the basic needs of all the human beings, of all the peoples. Just like, for example, the foods, the quality of the goods, the quality of the foods the staffs and facilities, the quality of the goods they preserve or they give to the customers. So the next one is we have the services. So when we say services, it's intangible. It cannot be stored, it cannot be seen, it cannot be touched, but it can be experienced from the word intangible. So that is services. The next one is we have the service product. It combinations both goods and services. So now we have the reality bites. When we say reality bites, it talks about the real life situations that might occur, or what may the problems that might occur in the specific establishments or inside. For example, let's example the hotel. So it talks about, when you say reality bites, it talks about the real life situations that might occur or the problems that might occur inside the establishments. The next one is we have the content, which means it is the substance of what is being delivered. Examples of that is the goods and services, how the staffs and facilities they handle, or how they preserve themselves as a professional one, how they give the customers meeting their needs and satisfactions. So now, to determine the quality of to determine so determine so to determine the highest quality, one must understood the concept of quality. Quality must be understood, measurable, measured, and so to determine the highest quality. So to determine the highest quality, one must understand the concept of quality. Quality must be understood, defined, and measured. So according to Joseph Juran, he said that beauty is really in the eye of the beholder. Because the word quality in tourism and hospitality, if the quality is high, then the customers will always choose to come back to that specific establishments because of the good services, the good performance that they offers. And also Joseph Juran, he was a Romanian born American engineer, and he was the father of quality. And he described fitness for use. Once again, I am Christine TV Yaveto, and there are more topics that will be discussed by the next reporter. Maraming salamat po.
For the continuation, I will discuss the topics goods and services and tourism and hospitality. We will explore the difference between goods and services, their unique characteristics, and why understanding them is very important in tourism and hospitality industry. So, product can be defined as anything that we can offer to market for attention, use, or that could satisfy a need or a wants of a customer. So, while goods, so we also have goods. So, goods are, according to Hill 1999, refers to a physical object for which a demand exists. Their physical attributes are preserved over time. So, as what you see in our PPT, we have a diagram, so which are tangibility spectrum. So goods and services exist on a spectrum. So we have three, which are tangible dominant, sold soft drinks and automobiles. So second is mixed, cosmetics, fast food outlets, and last are intangible dominant, which are airlines, consulting, and teaching. So in that diagram, so as what you see in the diagram, this diagram shows that tangibility spectrum by Zit-Am et al. It explained that some products are very tangible, like salt or soft drinks. So while other are purely intangible, like teaching or consulting. So in the middle are products that combine both, like fast food outlet, which provide physical food plus customer services. So this shows that goods and services are not totally separate. They are often go together. So let's proceed to the difference between goods and services. So goods are tangible. It cannot be touched, stored, or owned. So standardized, produced before consumption. While the services are intangible, cannot be touched or restored. So product and consume at the same time. Quality depends on people's situation. So goods are physical items. So for example, a burger or a car can be touched or can be owned and stored for a later use. So services, on the other hand, are intangible. They cannot be touched or stored. They happen at the moment of delivery, like a hotel check-in or a massage. Also, services quality depends on a lot people and situation, which makes it more variable compared to goods. So, implication of a services. It cannot be inventoried or patented, hard to display or price. Services quality depends on employee and customer. Supplies and demand are hard to balance. So, because services are intangible, they cannot be stored like product in a warehouse. For example, an unsold hotel room tonight cannot be kept for tomorrow. It also hard to price services because quality depends on people. But both employees and customer affect the outcome. So this makes managing services more challenging compared to goods. So we also have the service product concept. First is goods and services cannot be separated. Second is tangible items support services like spa massage, bed, oils, and towels, or even tour guiding. So they also use maps, flags, and micro. So even though goods and services are different, in reality they are always connected. For example, in a spa, the massage services is intangible, but it requires tangible items like a bed, oils, and even the towels. While in tour guiding, the tour guiding deliver commentary but also uses maps, flags, or even a microphone. So together, these form what may call a service product. So we have a products, good and services. So products, anything offered to satisfy the needs and wants, while goods, physical items like burger, fries, drinks. It can be owned, stored, and resold, while services is intangible benefits, hotel stay, customer care cannot be owned and stored. So in marketing, the word product does not only mean physical goods. A product is anything that satisfies needs or wants. This can be tangible goods or intangible services. So, one of the example is in a restaurant, the burger and the fries are goods, while the waiter services is intangible. So, in tourism, a hotel stay is a combination of a bed, which is tangible, and the hospitality services, which is intangible. So we have also the IHIP characteristics by Lovelock 1983. So first is intangibility, second is heterogeneity, and third inspirability, and fourth is perishability. So according to Lovelock, identify 4 unique features of services called the IHIP characteristic. First is intangibility. Services cannot be touched, like the warm greetings of our restaurant staff. Second is heterogeneity. Services vary depending on staff or situation, like a haircut that change each time. Next is inspirability. Services are produced and consumed at the same time, like a massage where the guest must be present. Lastly is perishability. Services cannot be stored or later used. So one of the example of IHIP is if a hotel room is not sold today, the opportunity is gone forever. So we have application in tourism and hospitality. So as what you see in our PPT, yes, if nagbasa mo, so services combine intangible experiences plus tangible goods, like hotel equals bed plus services plus hospitality. So they have also pizza delivery equals food plus timely services. So that is the one of the example. So let me explain to you why. So in tourism and hospitality industry, services are always a mix of tangible and intangible elements. So for example, a hotel stay involves a tangible bed but also intangible services like friendliness and care. Even in food delivery, the tangible product is the pizza, but the services is the timely delivery and customer interaction, but must work together, so quality services. So to conclude, goods and services are interconnected. In tourism and hospitality, the focus is on creating memorable experiences which combine both tangible and intangible elements. So, the EHIP characteristic explains why managing services is more challenging than goods. Therefore, to achieve quality services, businesses must balance tangible products with intangible experience. So, that's all for today. Thank you and mabuhay.
Today, I will be sharing you the dimensions of quality service by Gervin 1987. So, he explained na tungod daw sa kagrabe sa competition and internalization, some companies need to improve their quality of service para makuha nila ang trust and satisfactions of a guest. Now, let's talk about the dimensions one by one. First is performance. So, performance definition is that it refers to a service product's primary operating characteristics. Then, in hospitality and tourism often means prompt and efficient service. Then, rankings vary depending on specific aspect, hard to measure overall performance is not all consumers value the same benefits. And guest expectation differ performance and it must adapt to diverse the needs. So, performance is about the purpose and it is the main purpose or main characteristics of the service. So in tourism and hospitality, kasagaran ang pasabot ani is impromptu or fast service. Like for example, the way sa imong pag-check-in and the way na mag-respond sila sa imong concerns and needs. Some performance can be measurable, like pwede na to i-compare kinsay fast service mohatag like the hotel A and the hotel B, but we cannot judge or generalize because some guests have different own expectations and ang uban guests mas gusto og fast service and some of them are gusto detailed lang and comfortable lang sila. So in short, performance is simply about how well the service is being delivered, simple to a guest. Next is features. So definition of features considered as the secondary aspect of performance, supplement the basic functioning of a service product. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish from primary performance characteristics. It involves objectives and measurable attributes. So features are the extra things na gi-offer for a certain hotel, not just service but also the basic needs para mas ma-enjoy sa guest or customer. These are not the main service pero makadungag ni siya value and experience to a guest. Like for example, complimentary drinks, free Wi-Fi. Some hotels offers free massage and etc. So in short, features is giving the guest something more than just the basic service, but also the basic needs to enjoy for a customer or guest. Next is reliability. So the definition of reliability being the ability to deliver what was promised of service dependably and accurately. One of the main consideration is assessing service quality. It involves accuracy, consistency, and dependability in service delivery. So ang reliability means being able to deliver what was promised. Guests expect kung sige nga na available na service dapat ma-deliver jud. Like for example, nag-check-in ka hotel or nag-promise ang hotel na mag-check-in ka at around 2 p.m. So dapat kung ma-arrive ka before 2 p.m. or at exact 2 p.m. is dapat makasulod ka, and that shows reliability. It means that they delivered what they promised and sakto and of course dependable. So in short, reliability is important. Why it is? Because it builds trust, confidence, and loyalty for the guests. So next is conformance. So the definition of conformance is it refers to the service products design and characteristics meeting set standards. Era emphasized by Duran's epiner of quality service. proper service delivery requires clear and specification. So, conformance means ang service product dapat mo follow sa standard na ilang giset. According to Duran, kinahanglan na naay target or specification para ma-align ang service delivery. So, in short, conformance is about meeting the standards of a hotel or any establishments to be able na para na sila consistent na customer or guest. Next is durability. The definition of durability is more detectable in goods than in service, has both technical and economic dimensions. In service aspect tied to personal and company reputation. Also, it includes costs in training and hiring qualified staff. So, durability, this is usually seen in goods but naagahapi services. It has technical and economic aspect. In technical, pila ka time magamit ang product before maguba, while ang economic in services related ni siya sa reputations sa company o sa staff o cost sa training and hiring of qualified staff or employees. So durability is about the long term of ability to keep the quality of a service. So next is serviceability. The definition of serviceability is more inclined towards goods than services. Guests worry about breakdowns of products, services being offered. Main concerns how fast the standard they paid and can be restored. So serviceability is about how fast and how well a company can fix a problem. So it includes speed, courtesy, competence, and ease of repair. So guests are not only worried about kung mo breakdown or na ay problem sa ilang service, but also unsa sila kapaspas mo restore of a quality na ilang gibayaran. So like for example, nakay gi-order sa restaurant and sayop ilang paghatag and dito makita nimo ang serviceability nila kung unsa sila kapaspas mo restore or mo ilis sa imo ang order and mo apologize sila directly. So kung fast ilang service and maayos sila mo handle, so that shows na maayo ilang serviceability. So in short, serviceability is simply about fixing problems quickly and politely. Those dimensions I mentioned is very important of tourism and hospitality industry because they help companies to make sure their services are consistent, reliable, and satisfying for their guests.
So, service quality in hospitality tourism also includes aesthetics. So, it talks about what it is and why it matters. So, aesthetic in hospitality refers to the sensory and stylistic qualities of the service environment, like visual design, layout, furnishings, lighting, on the color palette, music, scent, the general feel of the place. So, it is often called servicescape. Subjectivity versus pattern. So, individual taste is subjectivity, but pattern exists. So, example here is younger guests may prefer bold contemporary designs, and while the older guests may prefer classic comfortable styles. So, these patterns are shaped by demographic, age, income, nationality, and family status. In the psychographics, it talks about the values, lifestyles, travel motivations, like business versus leisure expectations. So in the cultural background, it is about what is considered tasteful or luxurious varies by culture. So in the situational context, purpose of the visit, so we have many purpose why we visited that place, such as for vacation, leisure, honeymoon, and conference. So it also talks about the length of stays. So if we say how many months or days or weeks. So in the managerial implication, Because aesthetics affect perceived comfort and satisfaction, manager must deliberately design the physical sensory environment to match the target market's segment's preference. So these include interior designing, lighting plans, signage, uniforms, and background music. So in this market segmentation and brand architecture, so why segmentation is necessary? So it is necessary because one property cannot meet every simultaneously meet every aesthetic preference without becoming incoherent or excessively costly. So segmentation allows firms to concentrate resources on a clearly defined target and design an aesthetic that appeals to them. So how firms use it? So large hospitality groups often operate multiple branches, like each with distinct aesthetics and service levels, so they can serve different segments like travelers, about the budget travelers, business travelers, luxury travelers without diluting any brand identity. So the practical action is that they create customers personas, run focus groups or A/B tests to on designs, choices, pilot through mock-ups, and gather guest feedback before full out. So the next one is perceived quality. So it's about how guests form judgment. So perceived quality is the customer's overall evaluation of the excellence, superiority of a service offering. It's cognitive and emotional. Guests compare what they expected with what they experience. Cues used by guests. So, tangible elements. So, it's about the cleanliness, decor, and equipment. So, intangibles it's about staff behaviors, responsiveness. So, in the external signals, it's about the brand name, price, online reviews, advertising, and social for proof. So, it's about the ratings or testimonials. So, the expectation, this confirmation. Guest forms expectation beforehand and compare the actual experience to those expectations. Positive disconfirmation, experience versus expectation, leads to satisfaction. Negative disconfirmation, experience versus expectation leads to dissatisfaction. So, rules of marketing and brand. Images and advertising and brand reputation sets expectation as act as a quality signals. When direct inspections is impossible, what would may experiences? These signals become primary decision drivers. Supply chain operational choices to keep preserve quality consistent. Some firms standardize inputs such as the uniform linen, imported ingredients, and maintain strict supplier controls. So, today we will tackle about the notable people in quality. So, we have first Walter A. Shehart. So, he is a statistician, an engineer who pioneered statistical quality control and introduced the idea of using data to monitor and control production processes. Relevance introduces the statistical mindset that can be adapted to serve operations, inventory control, consistent measurements. So, the next one is W. Edwards Deming. So, he is the one who promoted statistical process control, system thinking, and continuous improvement. So, Deming popularized iterative improvement cycles. So, it is often cited as PDSA. So, it emphasizes management responsibility for quality. So, his principles underpin service quality programs and continuous improvement in hospitality. Third one is Joseph M. Juran. He emphasized that managerial and human side of quality development, the quality triology, so quality, planning, control, and improvement, and advocated training and organizational change. So Duran's approach helped managers implement structured programs, the TQM, that involves employees at very level. So the fourth one is Philip B. Crosby. So champion the idea of zero defects, and that quality means conformances to requirements. Argued that prevention saves costs in the long run. So it talks about that quality is free. So cross-bias prevention mindset is applied to serve checklist standardization and reducing failures points in guest experience.
Mabuhay, I am Jolo Blancar and I will be the one to continue our report. First, we have Armand V. Feigenbaum. So Armand is an American expert in quality control and a successful businessman. He introduced the concept of total quality control or TQC. This became the foundation of what we know as the TQM or the total management control. Total management. So TQC, it is a system of integrated controls that ensures customer quality, satisfaction, and economical cost of quality, while the TQM, a management approach, focus on customer satisfaction. So Arman believes that quality is everyone's responsibility in a company, not just the quality control management. This idea of total quality control means that from top management down to workers on the production line, everyone plays a role in ensuring a high quality. This is why modern businesses put strong emphasis on teamwork and company-wide quality practices. Next, we have Karo Ishikawa. Karo is a Japanese professor and a management innovator. He introduced after-sales service and warranty concepts, emphasizing that quality continues even after the customer buys the product. Ishikawa wanted companies to see quality as more than just making a good product. He believed that customer satisfaction continues after the purchase through services, support, and warranties. Next, Junichi Taguchi, a Japanese engineer and statistician who worked in improving manufacturing quality. He developed the Taguchi methods, which use a statistic to improve the quality and consistency of the product while reducing cost. Taguchi emphasizes designing products and processes that are robust, meaning they can still perform well even under imperfect conditions. Moving on, we have here the following individuals who made significant contributions noteworthy to be recognized. First, we have here James H. Donnelly, a marketing scholar who studied services marketing. He highlighted the difference between marketing channels for services and physical goods. Donnelly pointed out that selling services is very different from selling physical products because services cannot be imported and transported. For example, booking a hotel room requires direct interactions and experience, unlike buying a phone in a store. Next, we have Parasuraman, Valerie Zitelm, and Leonardo Berry. They are well-known marketing researchers in service quality. They developed the famous GAPS model of service quality. Their model shows that service quality problems often come from gaps between what customers expect and what they are actually received. In short, expectation versus reality. For example, if a restaurant promises fast services but delivers food late, that's a gap. Next, we have Mary Jo Bittner and Bernard H. Booms. They are scholars in service marketing who expanded the traditional four P's of marketing: the product, price, place, promotions, and to seven P's by adding people, process, and physical evidence. They recognize that services are intangible and cannot be seen or cannot be touched, so extra factors matters. For example, people, hotel staff, or tour guides shapes the customer's experience. Process, the way a service is delivered, like fast check-in at a resort, and physical evidence like tangible elements such as restaurant's ambience. Next, we have Christopher Lovelock, a pioneer in the field of service marketing, author, and consultant. Known for his case studies as one of the first to establish services marketing as its own discipline, Lovelock provided practical examples, and frameworks that help businesses understand how to manage and market services effectively. His work is especially valuable in tourism and hospitality, where case studies of real companies give lessons that can be applied worldwide. Next, we have Theodore Levitt, an economist, Harvard professor, and editor of the Harvard Business Review. He popularized the term globalization and redefined for corporate purpose. Levitt said that the company's main purpose is to create and keep a customer, not just to make money. This thinking is key in hospitality and tourism, where long-term success comes from building a customer loyalty and relationship. Next, we have Walt Disney, founder of the Disney Company. He introduced the idea of service providers as cast members, not just employees. He believed that providing a service is like performing on stage. Every employee should act like a cast member who contributes to the guest's magical experience. This approach influenced how many hospitality businesses train staff to focus on customers' experience. And the last one, we have Bruce Laval, an industrial engineer at Disney Company, coined the term Gistology and promoted the GPOV or guest point of view. Laval emphasized that business should always look at service from the guest perspective. For example, in a hotel, management might think check-in takes only 5 minutes, but from the guest view, waiting feels much longer. Guestology helps companies design experience that meet or exceed the customer expectations by focusing on how customers actually perceive their service. By the way, Guestology refers for treating customers like guests and managing an organization from the customer's point of view.